All right, how are you doing? How is everybody doing? Your finance lady is here again. So today we'll be talking about your income statement. That is one of the challenges that many people brought in during we have a 6 months challenge that is going on. A 6 months financial challenge. Everybody picked a topic of their choice and they are working on it. And one of the questions that came in and the concern was about credit card and understanding your income. So when I talk about understanding your income, I'm talking about every source of income that you have. It may be a business, it may be a contract, it may be a project that is giving you money, it may be your job. Every source of income, that is your income, your revenue that is in your hand, is coming into your hand. And that is your own asset also. Everything that is giving you money is an asset. And everything that is taking money from your hand is a liability. So when I talk about your income statement, it doesn't apply only to businesses. That is the error many people make. That is the error many people believe in. Now, when you talk about income or income statement, it is only for those that have businesses. No. You can draw your income statement even as a salary earner. It's going to be just a single income. Some people have multiple jobs, so it can be one salary source or two, or it can be one salary source and a business on the side, or just one salary source. That is your income. So now your expenses are what is taking money out of your pocket. On this case, we're just going to base on what is bringing money in your pocket and what is taking money in your pocket. Your income and your expenses, your revenue and your expenses. So now, for example, let's say you're making $5,000, or just put it in your country's currency. I always like to emphasize on your country's currency because that is the source that you're having your income from. So convert it to your country's currency, use your country's currency, and write it down. If you go to one of my videos, you're going to see an income statement that I made there, your source of revenue and your expenses, how you can understand what to cut, what not to cut, what to improve on, how to start saving, how to learn on saving, and depending on what you want to save, what goals do you want to achieve with your savings. So now, if your income is $5,000, I'm using dollars because I'm in the United States, and that's the common currency that everybody gets paid with and everybody spends with. So now your income, for example, for the month is $5,000. Your rent is $3,000 or $2,000. Most of the time, I always advise my clients, do not spend more than 50% of your income on rent. I know that many people don't want to do it. They don't believe it. But it is at your disadvantage. But hey, if it is giving you joy, if it is making you happy and you're saving and doing other stuff, then that is good. That is fine. But now we are talking about financial clarity, financial understanding, financial awareness, financial knowledge. You have to have that knowledge for you to know what you're doing, because at the end of the day, you're preparing for retirement. And while preparing for retirement, you don't have to sleep hungry. You don't have to stay, you have to stay somewhere. You have to feed. So on your income, that is how you go with it. You can check on one of my videos. I'm still going to make another video when it comes to explaining like detailing. I have a downloadable already that I'm going to put on below this video to also help with those that want to like look at samples of how I do it. So when you're doing that, you are creating an opportunity for you to learn about your income. You're creating an opportunity that you don't only earn income, you're understanding your income, you're understanding what you're making, you're understanding how you're making it, and you're understanding how you're spending it. Because at the end of the day, At the end of the day, yeah, so this is with an understanding that it is not just income that you're talking about. It is not just a paycheck. You're trying to, how can I put it? You're trying to make sure that, so it is not about the amount that you have earned. It is not about the income itself. It is understanding the value of that income, the value that it is creating, the value that it represents to you. So how do you shape your financial future without an understanding of the paycheck you're receiving, without understanding the value of that paycheck? That is why you see many people grab their paycheck and they don't understand how to use it. They just dive into using it. And by the end of the week, by the end of the day, by the end of the month, everything is gone. They start swapping their credit card. They start working on overtime to see how they can cover up on that. They start jumping. So now you don't understand how you can turn your income into a strategy, or you can use your income as a tool to help you grow, to help you improve, to help you launch that project that you have been desiring for, because you have not saved anything. So now understanding like your revenue and understanding your expenses is going to help you a lot to grasp that understanding that, oh yeah, this is what I am making and this is what I am spending. But at the end of it also, this is what I am saving. This is what I'm keeping for emergency. This is miscellaneous. You have to be able to put value on every dollar that you are earning. Because if you don't assign, so now you are making sure that each dollar that you have, you are assigning it for a purpose. You are assigning it for a mission. Because if that dollar does not have an assignment, it is going to reassign itself. So now you understand that when you're making money, the source of that money is your income, your revenue, and the things that you're spending that money on, those are your expenses. So you always have to make sure that you are not breaking even. You should excuse me. You should be on positive. You should be on a plus, because you have to save. Never allow your income to go zero or negative. That is when you start bumping into credit cards. That is when you start spending more than you are earning. And if you enter into the phase of spending more than you are earning, that is a financial graveyard that you're digging for yourself. That is a financial pit hole that you might be jumping into. If you don't retract your steps, if you don't come back to yourself, if you don't rearrange yourself and launch out again in another journey. It is a learning process. Don't give up. We are just on month 2. We still have 4 months to go. So we keep the cycle going, and we are going to make it. By the end of these 6 months, you're going to be happy. I'm going to be happy. And we are going to move forward to another challenge. Thank you so much. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to share. Don't forget to subscribe. I am your financial lady. Have a blessed one. So now I'm going to demonstrate, like I promised you guys, that we're going to have a sample where we are talking about our income and expenses. So this is a break-even situation. Let's see how it goes, and let me demonstrate. I hope you have your pen and paper. So let's go. So now this is a practical example I took for us. Remember, I was talking about having an income of $5,000. So grab your pen and paper. You're going to be using the currency of the country in which you're located, so that we should have accurate numbers when it comes to what we are making and what we are spending. So I took an income of $5,000 a month for this employee or for this individual, and this is their expenses. Housing, we have $1,500, utilities $300, food we have $600, transportation we have $400, insurance we have $350. This is just an average. Some people pay insurance more than that. All these are estimated numbers and an actual person's number, so use your own numbers. Their debt, they are trying to make sure that they pay at least $500 of their debt each month. And savings, they have $600. Investment, they have $300. And for miscellaneous, they have $450. So you see that On total, I was telling us that we are going to make a break-even situation of income where everything you're spending is equal to everything you're making. So with this, you can see that there are areas of adjustments depending on what you are doing. So use your country's currency and you're going to make an estimate of what you're doing. So this is like a little homework for all of us that are following and want to really learn, because these practical steps are going to help you a lot to make sure that you are understanding your income, you're understanding your expenses, and you know what you can take out and what you can live in. So this is also another example of financial leaks. For example, you did not program some things and they just come up. So your income for this one is 4,200 and your budget for groceries is $500. You see that after doing the actual grocery itself, you have $780. So you have a leak of $280 for that month. Is it consistent? Is it intermittent? Is it occasional? You have to also make sure that that is figured out. If it is occasional, it means probably you had visitors and you had to increase your groceries. So make sure that you have actual numbers. You can compile your receipts, and this also goes a long way to like help you how to work on your receipts. Yeah, it can help you to compile your receipts. This goes a long way. You see that you're technically making a leak of $280, and if you compound that for the whole year, you're making $3,360 yearly, which is a leak. So you have to figure out, is it occasional, is it consistent? Having that also is going to help you. There's also another link that can help you to keep your receipts. Fetch, I think I'm going to put the link under here. It helps you also to have points for the receipts that you submit, and it's also a good way of having some extra income within your purchases. You have already made the purchases, the money is gone, but that receipt can help you to cash back some of the money that you already spent. So like I was saying, these are better ways that you can organize your income, understand what is coming in and what is going out, because this is one of the areas that for those that are doing the 6 months challenge, this is one of the areas that of focus that was in, like, most of the questions kept coming, how to understand my income and my expenses. So that is why I brought this one up, and we're going to be talking. We still have more time. This is a 6 months challenge. Don't give up. For areas that you have failed, areas that you are making mistakes, keep going. Go back to the video, watch it, ask questions, and I'm going to be responding to them. Okay, let me make sure that you understand. Yeah, you have to understand that this is a journey and you are not in a haste to accomplish. You are not in a race with somebody. You are in a race with yourself. The better version of you, the better financial expert of you, the better financial literate of you. When you understand that, you're not going to put too much pressure on yourself. We are just on the 2nd month. This is February 26th. We started on January 1st. You are not late. For those that are jumping in, for those that want to jump in, give yourself a try. A journey of 1,000 miles begins with a step. So if you have not taken a step forward, you cannot underestimate yourself. And that is what fear does. Fear keeps you doubting who you are. Fear keeps you from starting something new. Fear is our greatest destiny destroyer. So don't allow fear to make you deviate or run away from this conversation. If you have not been having financial conversations, this is also a good moment of coming together as a family, or to your spouse or to your children. Financial transparency is very important. That is why I always emphasize on journey of 1,000 miles. There is always a starting point. There's always a beginning point. There's always a step that needs to be taken for any action, irrespective of how you plan in your head, irrespective of how you imagine, like you close your eyes, you have all the imaginations of the greatest good things that exist on this earth. If you don't take a step of faith, to start going towards them, to start moving towards them, to start marching towards them. They are going to remain wishes. They are going to remain imaginations. So don't be scared. We are still on month 2. We still have 4 months ahead of us in this financial challenge. Hop in, ask all your questions. Go to the first video that we started this challenge with. You're going to see it. Just type 6 months of financial freedom challenge. You're going to see it. Or you just type Rachel Mukanya. You're going to see it. Just start somewhere. Don't be scared. Ask your questions. Give your consents. And we're going to work on that. And make sure that together we make it better. Together we make it greater. And that's my joy. That's my pleasure to see that people that did not understand what they were doing, or people that were scared to tackle their financial challenges, are able to do that. Not at perfection, but just starting is enough proof that you're doing something, you're willing to change something, and that is what makes it better for you and for myself every time. Again, don't forget to like, don't forget to share, don't forget to subscribe. If this message resonates with you, join the train. Join the train. Join the train. Don't be scared. Nobody is perfect in this financial journey. Even the greatest financial expert is going to tell you that they still have some challenging days. And not every day is going to be perfect. So don't be discouraged. Have a blessed one. And we move to the next month. Thank you.